Love of my life.
Oh dear, here he comes.
Mm-hmm.
Settle yourself down yet?
No, I haven't.
Why is that?
Why? Well, today, boys and girls, it's a live trade and a mega rant. And bugger me, am I off on one. But first, guess what?
We all know Scruffy likes a coffee.
I didn't even have to say it. Roll the intro. I'll see you on the other side. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers. I am the Scruffy Trader. Why am I Scruffy? Well, it doesn't take Einstein to work out. Just take a look around my desks. I have stuff everywhere. But that's just me being me. So what am I doing here? Well, I'm trying to put trading in the real world. Whoa. Almost world. This is my world. Coffee. Because as you might have figured out on the intro, Scruffy likes a coffee. I constantly have it in my hand. What I'm trying to do is put trading in the real world. Because that's my job. And that's what I do for a living. And I have done for a very long time. Now, when you see people trade for a living, the emphasis is on the amount of money that's made and how easy it seems to be. Now, trading is easy. It's your mental discipline that's difficult. So I'm trying to just show that a little bit in reality. Okay? It took me a long time to get where I am. And it's not without its fair share of tears, losses and expense. You know, and I try and show that what's not. So why do I do live trades? Well, the idea of live trades is just to show consistency, and that's it. And the whole channel came because I live my life on a spreadsheet. Just being a business owner, you live on spreadsheets constantly. And I have a journal that's on a spreadsheet. And I wanted to record my trades so that I could play them back and see where I've gone wrong. And that's where the YouTube channel came from. Because I used to record the trades, store it on a blog, and that was a visual representation of my journal. Very simple. Few people saw it, commented on it, and the blog became public because some of my friends said it would be a good idea, and I enjoy doing it. And that's transpired over into being a YouTube channel. And I do it because I enjoy it, not for the good graces of being an educator. I have no desire to be an educator. And I'm going to get onto that a little bit after this trade. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the live trade, speed it up, put a bit of music on. You'll see where I get in, where I get out, and the P&L will flash up. Don't look at the money side of it, look at the process side of it. Because it doesn't matter if I make £500 in a day or £50 in a day. The way I made it would have been exactly the same. You know, the process is king, not the money. And a lot of people mistake that. So, let's see the trade. And then I'm going to have a rant. And then you can tell me in the comments below whether I'm right or wrong. But personally, I think I'm right. You know, I've been accused of many things in my life, but I've never once been accused of being a scammer. And that's what this guy's triggered me into. And I hope that he's proud of himself. Because all he's doing is stopping me help other people. But we'll get onto that in a minute. See you on the other side. great trade. It didn't start great, but bugger me did it end great. And the reason that it worked is because I have a method of going from zone to zone. And if you saw the pricing, I originally set it up, moved out of the first set of zones, I moved the price up because I could get in at a better price. The price continued to move away from me, so I closed those positions off before they even opened, reevaluated what I was doing, and saw that I still thought the market was going to go down. So waited for it to get to the next level that I wanted to be in at, re-entered the trade, managed it down, went back, premise hadn't changed, another bite of the cherry, and down it went to the original target. And it paid me very well. And that's the whole premise of what I do. I do it because it pays me. Simple as that. All right? I don't come from a privileged background. Everything I've had and everything I've got, I've worked for on my own merit with Juan. So this is why this next section grieves me so much, because too many people genuinely believe that there's a cult, almost like the Masons with a secret handshake, of traders that know the secret of the markets and they're locked out. There's no secret to the markets. Every strategy works, and I say this time and time again. I tell you that the charts are easy. They are if you've been around them a long time. You see patterns because you've seen it before. Now, my education in the markets took nearly 15 years. All right. Okay. I was fortunate. I had a chap work in the office that was an ex-banker, and he taught me. And then I've been to various seminars and losses. But if I added up my education in salary, courses, seminars that I've been to, losses and time, it'll be north of £250,000 for my education. And then I get a dickhead that I'm just about to talk about, thinking they're going to get it for free in 5 minutes. I don't know what planet they're living on, but all I'll say is get a grip and live your own life and stop blaming other people because you're a failure. And you truly are a failure because you told me that you've been trading for 9 years and you couldn't work it out. You've been trading for 9 years and you can't work something out. You're no good at it. So step back, think about what you're doing, and look at the charts. There's no secrets. The simplest systems work. If you're system hopping, you fail. If your money management is bad, you fail. And if you overtrade, you fail. That's simple. So I'm getting a bit riled up again. I'm going to go down into the kitchen and get a coffee and see the one thing that pleases me in this world. All right, so come with me. We'll go down into the kitchen. Well, as you can hear in the background, that's another kettle being boiled for Scruff, because he loves a coffee. And coffee's what keeps me going, to be honest. That and little Winker. So everything I do is for her. It literally is. But when I get abused by small-minded people, it always astounds me, because they always say they're not looking for the money or anything like that. Yes, they are. Because if they're not looking for the money, why do it? You know, it's just stupid. I've worked every day of my life. I really have. And I've never asked anybody for anything. I've done it on my own. Well, I haven't. I've done it with Winky. We built our business together. When it closed, we cried together, and we built a new one. Because that's what happens when you're successful. If something goes wrong, you don't cry. You might do, just a little bit. But you don't just cry and blame somebody else. You get on with it and do it again. But you get stronger because you learn from your mistakes. And talking of strength, I mean, I do get abused. I mean, one of the messages was they were calling me a spaz because sometimes I sit funny. And I sit funny because of this. Now that nearly killed me. And do you know how long I had off work? Very little. Because from the bed, I concentrated on another side of my business. And later on, I had to have an operation. See that wonderful scar in my throat? I have a metal neck, a titanium neck, like the Wolverine. That's my popular culture one for this one. Right? So, major surgery. How long was I off? In fact, how long was I off? Tell the truth. How long did I take off?
2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days.
Oh, because they locked you in the hospital.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me out of the hospital. I went into the office with a brace on my neck because it's just the type of person I am. I know if you want something, you work for it. Nobody is going to give it to you. So I'm going to show you something, and then I'm going to explain a little bit as to why I'm annoyed. So I'm going to grab me coffee and we'll go up in the study. Is that for me?
It is.
Good girl.
There you go.
See? Even being a spaz, I can get a coffee. And for those of you that are overseas, spaz is a derogatory term in the UK for somebody that has a disability. Now, I might have nerve damage in one thing and another, but I don't class myself as disabled because I've never taken any time and I've never claimed any benefits. Unlike the plank who's probably just rattled me up. You know, give me a sub story about how his relationships broke and he lost everything. Try losing £1 million, mate. Then you know what it is to lose everything. Trust me. No, today ain't the right day to be having a pop. But let's go in the study and we'll find out. So I've got me coffee and I've settled myself down a little bit because, as you might have gathered, this is quite an emotional thing for me, riling me up. If you see one of my other rants that I did, and it was about, does money make you rich? I explain a bit about the loss of a business and how literally your dignity can be stripped away from you. And I never blamed anybody because there's no point. But I always think these small trolls look to blame somebody else for their own misgivings. You know, I've had some horrendous things happen to me in my life. You know, and I could write a book on it, and it'd be a bloody tragedy. Because many times I wouldn't wish my life on anybody. But, as I said earlier, you don't cry, you just get on with it. So, here we are. So I'm going to give a little bit of background. As I said earlier, the YouTube channel and everything came just from my journal and visual representation. And it grew, and I don't mind helping people, I really don't. And because of that, people reach out, and I'm the sort of person that I will answer any question. And if you look at the comments on all the videos, every single one of them's answered, personally, by me. If you come into the Facebook group, you can talk to any of the guys in there. If they ask me a straight question, I answer it, you know. And if you message me, I get round to it, you know. But the key word there is I get round to it because of the amount that I get. When you're out and you seem to be successful, everybody wants to know you. So you get bombarded. And I don't mind. I mean, most mornings I wake up, I'll have 30 emails easy, just asking questions. There'll be God knows what in the inboxes, just asking simple questions. And it all takes time to filter through. And I do answer every one. Now on my blog site, on the contact page, there is a one-to-one session and there's a charge on it. But the charge is there to filter out time vampires. See, I don't want to be an educator. I really don't. And in fact, I'll show you the sheet now as I'm going. So there's the contact page. All right. And what's happening is, because I'm getting 30 odd emails a day, and I answer them properly, some of them are just very easy, just, oh, thanks for contacting me, appreciate it, blah, blah, blah. And it's a couple of minutes, but others I have to think about. So it takes time, and it builds up. So as you've just seen on that contact sheet, it can take me days to answer an email simply because I go through them chronologically. You know, I start at the top and work my way down. If you're at the bottom of the list, it might take me a week before I get there. And some people, they just can't wait a week, and they'll start bombarding and bombarding and bombarding. And all that happens is the bombardments just go further and further down the list. Okay. Now, I already shut the Telegram group because I just can't be chewed with the hassle. And the Facebook group, you're very welcome to come along and join, by the way. It's easy found, Scruffy Trader. The guys talk amongst themselves, and they know that if a question's asked, I'll get round to answering it. But if I don't answer it straight away, it's because I'm busy. Because this might come as a shocker to you. I actually work during the day. From 7 till 5, I'm on that screen. And I leave the camera running, and you can see me working away and doing what I'm doing. Because not only am I working that screen, I'm helping Joanne and the other business as well, because I run all the accounts for that. So it's not that I'm sitting idle. And when I go home, this might come as another shocker to you, I actually have a life. Because I actually like Winky, and I like spending time with her, and I love my kids, and I like to spend time with them as well. So if I was to answer every single question there and then, I would have no life. None whatsoever. So I set aside a couple of hours a day when I come in, and I'll answer and I'll work through, and I'll work it through like that. And the only reason I put the charge on is to stop time vampires. Now, if you're desperate and you really want to go through it, then that's fine. Because many times when I've done a session, it's never an hour. It's always more than any hour because you get right into it. But you've committed to it, and I can see that. But if you're just looking for something free, then no, look at yourself in the mirror and think, am I a scrounger? Because that's what you are, you know. And when I mean free, I don't mean monetary terms. I just mean you want somebody to do it for you. You know, you're a time vampire. You're not putting the work in. And that's why you're failing, you know. And sometimes I know people can't put it together, but I answer the questions every time. And if you look at the videos, every single one of them tells you exactly what I'm doing, you know. But this plank, right, he only came in on Saturday, right? On Saturday, I had God knows how many messages. Some of them, oh, I'm watching the videos, they're good, blah, 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 and you humour them. And then it's, oh, can I ask a special favour? Okay, well, what is it you want? Can I have your journal? So you give me your journal. But that's not enough. Then the next day, you're bombarded again. You know, and Sunday is my day off. I do nothing on a Sunday. You know, as you see in the videos. Star Wars Sunday in Scruffy's house. I watch Star Wars, have a coffee, and play with my grandkids. You know, so nothing wrong with that either. And then during the week I work and I try and catch up and I answer questions as and when, you know. And I do it out of enjoyment. So that's it. I'm not an educator. If I was an educator, I'd be pushing that service every time on these videos. But you find me a video that I've done that says I sell something and I'll pay you £1,000 right now, you know. And it's a safe bet, because I never do. I don't promote it, and I don't even mention it, because it's not something I want to do. But if you're pushing me into a corner, and you're taking time out of my day off that screen, you can pay for it. And I know it sounds brutal and horrible, but think of it this way. An hour before any conference call, I can't trade. An hour after it, I still can't trade because I've got to write notes of what I've done. And I've got the call. So there's 3 hours out of the day gone. I could lose my trades, which I do because I have to set aside a thing. So that day costs me around £500-600. So this ain't something that I'm making any money out of, because I don't. In fact, I lose money, which is why I don't promote it, because I'm not interested in doing it. If you need me to do it, I'll happily help you. right? But don't do this. Now, this is what I got because I didn't answer any messages on Sunday and I was busy on the Monday, and on the Tuesday I get this. Even though I've already told him, no, I'm not giving you my strength indicator because it's dangerous. And the reason why it's dangerous is because they genuinely think it's part of the cult as to how the market works. And they think the sheet is the trigger. It's got nothing at all to do with the charts. Nothing. It's just my way of filtering trades that I'm going to look at on a given day. Because it's very difficult to trade 28 pairs. I need to filter it down. And I've shown you how to do it. Go on FinViz, tells you the daily strength. Go on investing.com, tells you which markets are strong, which ones are weak. And you can easily filter it down that way. Another way of doing it is, well, I'm only going to trade something that's oversold on a daily. Dead simple. It's just a way of filtering trades down. Or if you're inexperienced and you haven't got time to work on the markets, just trade 2 pairs. Dead simple. Cable, USD, JPY. And you only look at them 2 and you'll be fine. And if you have to wait a day for your setup to come into play, you wait. Because if you go willy-nilly just placing a trade just because you think it might work, you'll lose money. But if you sat on your hands and waited till the next day, you've made money. So sitting on your hands actually saved you money. I hope that bit kind of makes sense. Now we're just going to show you what he posted publicly on my Facebook page for everybody to see, just because I wouldn't jump through hoops. Now, that really annoyed me because it wasn't just that, there was a barrage of them. And then he started in the Facebook group, because I put it in the Facebook group and I told the guys, very simple, you know, if you're in there, you behave yourselves, talk to each other decent, and you don't take anybody else's time. You know, everybody has lives to lead. You know, it's all shared learning, because you never ever hear me say anything about students or that I'm the CEO of a company or anything like that. Actually, that one always winds me up. CEO of a company. If you're a CEO of a company, that means you are a multinational with over 250 employees. Right? If you're a one-man band working out of a shed, you're self-employed. All right? I had a good-sized business and I weren't a CEO. But he drives me nuts, that does. Anyway, sorry, getting off track. So anyway, in the Facebook group, so I posted up and said, look, this is unacceptable. It's just not happening. You know, it's not a signal service and I ain't trading for you. I'll help you, but I ain't trading for you. I've got enough hassle of my own and I don't want the responsibility of somebody else's account, which is why I won't ever sell a signal service and I won't trade for somebody. It's just unfair. Okay? But this plank seems to think that I would give it to him for free. All right? And then accuses me of being a scammer because he didn't read the contact page. Unacceptable. All right? So yeah, this is a rant and I'm not impressed. You know, trust me, I'm not. I do the tube channel because I enjoy it. I do my blog because I enjoy it. If you guys want to contact me, pop it on an email, I'll answer it. And I'll be grateful to answer it because I enjoy it. But don't abuse me because I don't respond to you within 24 hours. You know, how would you like it if you're a mechanic and I say, oh, I've got a knock on my car. What do you think it is? Oh, I don't know, Scruff. No, sounds like your cam belt's on the wheel. All right, get it fixed for us then, free. Of course, a mechanic. You're not going to be happy, eh? You know, mechanic will tell you what's wrong. He'll advise you what's wrong. But if you dictate his time, he's going to charge you. Similar principle. All right. So, in summary, I'm not an educator. I've got no desire to be an educator. I do it because I enjoy it, and I answer the questions and what have you because I enjoy it. But I ain't putting up with this crap. And when he raised his head in the Facebook group, he started having a pop at the other members. So he got booted out. Simple as that. And I said it on the other one. And I should have known he was a dick, because I questioned him before I let him in the group, because he had on his profile that he worked at a signal service. And then he turned around and said, no, sorry, I don't. I just put that on to make it look good. I don't know what the hell he is. Bloody driver, unemployed or something. I didn't bloody know. Didn't care either, to be honest. And sure enough, within 3 days, he'd become a nightmare. So, there you go. Serve yourself right, mate. Because there isn't an amount of money on this planet would make me teach you how to be a trader. Not one. You know. You want something, work for it yourself. Simple as that. You know. But aside from that, the rest of you guys, sorry for the rant, but I don't see why I should get abused. I really don't. And to accuse me of being a scammer and a thief, unacceptable. You know. I ask you guys for nothing, and I'll never sell you anything. So, as I said earlier, it still stands. You show me one of my videos where I sell my services, I'll give you £1,000. Safe bet, because there isn't one, and there never will be. In fact, if you look in the videos, I tell you which educators to use. I've only ever come across 4 in 15 years that I would consider looking at. Alright? Simple as that. All 4 of them, good, honest people, know that stuff, and it's the way they earn their living. Simple as that. Mine comes off that screen. If it didn't, then I would sell something else. I'd sell my skill, you know, but at this moment, I don't need to. And that's why I don't sell courses, and it's why I don't sell signal services. You know, I genuinely do this because I look, oh, hello. Is that for me?
Settle down now.
Have I settled down now? Yeah, sort of. Sorry, guys. I know it's been a rant, but it has riled me up. And it's just as well I didn't do this the other night when it came in, because it would have been a proper blue, swear-induced rant, because I was spitting teeth. I really was. And it's not often. I don't mind being called stupid names. I've been called tosspot and all sorts. But to be called a scammer and a thief was a step too far for me, because it's the last thing I am. You know, I've never taken a thing off anybody in my life, and as I said earlier, I don't come from a privileged background. You know, I grew up with very little in the 70s, and my parents, they worked every day and they gave us the best life they could, because that's what families do. They pull together. You know. And right through my life, I've worked every day. And I've never claimed a benefit, got no intention of claiming a benefit. And I truly believe that if you want something, you work for it. And if you're failing, it's because you're not working for it. You know, simple as that. I started a business with very little, and I built it up to be a big business. You know, when it went, took everything I had, stripped my dignity from me, the whole lot. But I started again, and I built it back up, you know, and that's the difference. I didn't cry about it. I didn't sit in the corner, I didn't suck my thumb. I just looked around, knew what I had to do, and got on with it. Simple as that, you know. Whereas the trolls of this world look around and blame somebody else. You want something better? Look in the mirror and tell yourself to do it, and that'll get you through. So there you are. A rant with Scruff and a little bit of advice. And the advice is, don't be a dick. You know, nobody owes you anything. If you want it, go get it. And I tell my kids that, and I'm brutal with them. You know, when we run around, I can buy them anything they want. I never did. And I taught them how to work. And now I'm very proud of what they do because they've done it and they did it on their own. Don't get me wrong. They fall down as their father. Of course, I'm going to help them stand back up, but we'll do it together as a family. And that's what life's about. You know, in these darkest of times, family is what's important. So with all that, I'm going to leave you now, but I'll leave you with my famous words because I truly believe in them. Do what you love, and the money will follow. See you on the next one, guys.